Jim and Terry Show, raising the dregs of our mugs, draining them, and waving a Canadian flag. Did you celebrate Flag Day, by the way?
I didn't know until Flag Day.
Until it was too late.
And people were celebrating the day before Flag Day, and I didn't know what they were doing. And then somebody said, I think it's Flag Day. I went, oh, okay, but it really wasn't Flag Day. It was the day before Flag Day, but they were doing Flag Day. So then Flag Day came along. As a retired guy, I'm awful busy. So no, I don't know how you celebrate it. Like get a flag.
Just get a flag.
Did you? Did you put one out?
No, I couldn't find one.
Yeah, well there you go.
Sold out.
Well, and it's as we
I waited for the last minute, and I should have. I said, do it.
But
and
Flag
I procrastinated.
Day has almost been ruined from. Oh my head. Flag Day was almost ruined by the convoy.
Yes.
Because now if you put it out there, I don't want people to think that I actually supported that. I'm not mad at you or anybody, but I mean I'm not that Canadian. I'm this Canadian, and
well, I am mad. I will still be indignant that the Canadian flag was taken over by a bunch of hooligans, and I do not enjoy that. And I want my patriotism to be a flag that I should sew on my backpack and travel and wear in my car without a hockey stick. I will draw the line. If you put the hockey stick and the flag together, then you got the
hockey
wrong
stick for tonight's the game.
Oh no, here we go.
What would happen to our flag if we became the 51st state? Would it become the flag of the 51st state?
You should not even be talking like that. I refuse to indulge in this conversation. I refuse to indulge in a conversation about separatism. Didn't we deal with that with Quebec? Didn't we have enough of that with? Yeah. Oh, I forget the René Lévesque. Yeah, Did we not have years of being tormented by Quebec independence? We're going to, sovereignty. We're going to have our own province. We're going to have our own territory. And 49, 51, it was...
What do you think the United States would do to Quebec?
They would become Louisiana. Meaning we would become a unilingual. What are you looking at?
I didn't know we were recording. I didn't know you'd pushed record.
Oh yeah, it already started. I just jumped right in, because our system did hang up. You saw that message?
Yeah. I just didn't know you restarted it.
I did. I'm so efficient, and I don't even have. Where's our research assistant when you need one? We never have any tech assistants. Just
Molly.
Two guys with a cup of coffee, and sometimes we don't even have that. Okay, I don't know where we're going with this one, except to say Flag Day was what we were talking about, and are we looking for Flag Day tonight on the ice? I think so. Are we looking for 3 fights in 9 seconds or whatever it was?
Well, here's what a little bit of my concern is.
Is this about the hockey?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of my concern is if Canada should get off to a good start, will there be fights in the stands?
Whoa, that interesting. Are you going to say?
And again, I blame Trump for the whole atmosphere.
Are you going to put a loony on that one? Do you believe that with some degree of firmness?
Well, we can't really bet on it
because
if the broadcast is doing their due diligence, they won't show something like that.
That's right.
They just wouldn't show it.
Only the reporters in the stands might be with their cell phones texting.
I'm just wondering
there's a fight in row 7.
I'm just wondering if Trump pulls up and makes a big thing.
Oh, you mean like driving around the NASCAR track?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Talk about, it reminded me, if you haven't seen the movie Gladiator 2, it's got so many snippets that apply to the current Trump administration. It's like looking forward to Trump, and all these gems are being dropped into the movie that could be Trump, this could be Trump, this could be... so beware when the NASCAR with the convoy of Trump's security goes around the NASCAR track, we are in very bad times.
Yeah, I keep trying to imagine him on a slant going around the corner there, falling into the door.
I think that would be it.
With his granddaughter saying, "Get off me, Grandma!
What are you doing?
Get off me!
Don't touch me." Oh, boy.
Anyways, I guess we've been...
Okay, well, I wanted to go on to... Well, you're saying that Canada's going to win, yes, no?
Oh, I'm hoping, but I mean, let's face it, both are strong teams, and Gretzky said it years back. They're 10 times our population.
I know.
So eventually, they're going to dominate hockey.
And, the way you get into this thing, you have to be fairly wealthy and affluent. It's not the poor guy on the ice rink anymore. Gone are those days. It's you have to be groomed and selected.
They're
and
big, and they're muscular, and they're powerful men. Young, but powerful.
Okay, I'm still going to root. I know.
Oh, I'm rooting for Canada.
I'm rooting for, even though, I like some of the players on the U.S. team. Yeah. Some of them, Austin Matthews is there, so go Leafs go.
I don't think he was in the last game
the
Americans played.
Okay.
I didn't see him.
Yeah,
so maybe they're just resting him for tonight. They're taking this serious, man.
Okay, how about this one? Let's change the topic from hockey and four nations as a microcosm of Canada-U.S. relations and say, are you going to participate in the 1 day of boycotting American goods? February 28th is the day, I believe.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Last day of the month, and everybody's supposed to do not shop at an American brand store. Do not buy American produce or products wherever you go. Or just don't shop on February 28th, although I think you want to support Canadian. So you want to buy something Canadian, put money in the Canadian economy.
It's only 1 day. Nobody's going to die. But
1 day. Nobody's going to die.
I'm trying to buy Canadian now, too. Sometimes I forget, and I don't know if I have or not. I don't know if the beets I bought were Canada. I don't know.
Well, that's a good point. So just to be aware.
Be aware.
Look for the produce.
Well, more and more you're starting to see things like, I didn't know Boston pizza was Canadian.
Well, with a name like Boston Pizza.
Yeah, but it's just the style.
Yes, it's
so don't boycott Boston Pizza.
No, so you got to do some due diligence.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what's what. Okay, so we're sort of looking four nations, predicting Canada. I'm saying Canada will take it. I think there's enough energy in the...
Canada has one good thing.
What's that?
We have to win.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to.
Yeah,
we got
Americans
good old boys
on
there.
Yeah.
They have to win. They're all Canadian.
Yeah.
They're remembering 1972.
Yes, and there are visions of the 2010 Olympics where that Looney was at the center ice, put in there by the Zamboni operator or whatever. Yeah. I forget what Olympic. I think it was 2010, but don't. The Gretzky was on the team at that point. I think was it?
And it was brutal. And it's going to be brutal tonight, like really brutal.
I hope not, because professionalism says brutality has little to play in the outcome of the game.
Soon as one team thinks that they're really, really getting under in hockey, you start throwing the bodies.
But I mean,
I don't like the fights. I don't want to see any fights.
Okay.
And the last time they got together, there was 3 fights in 9 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was disturbing to me. But it was apparently the Americans, they tell me, it was those brothers,
the brothers.
That's what they do. And they'll probably do it again today if they're there.
Well, we shall see. Switching over to things Canadian as a focus, we have the Liberal leadership thing being chosen, in 2 weeks' time? We have to have a leader chosen. And if you've been following some of the polls, from Angus Reid to Ecos, some of the polls are better than others, but better from my Liberal bias perspective, showing the gap, which was 24 or 25 points just in the fall of 2024, to be marginally within the realm of error. Liberals have closed the gap.
Well, I think
and that's without even a leader at the moment.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is it's like the problem the Liberals are having against the Conservatives in Ontario. The Liberals need to stop attacking Ford and tell us what you're going to do, and start really working on policies. Here's how we're going to handle the American situation. Here, bang bang. Never mind. Doug Ford is doing exactly what any of them would have done. He's way up in the polls. I ain't coming out. I'm not coming out and blowing anything.
He's not going to debate.
So if he's not going to debate, you need to tell us what you're going to do. So we go, yeah, man, I like that. And I think in the federal setup, Poilievre, I'm still not exactly sure what he's willing to do, other than throw names, childish names at people like Carbon Carney, even though Carney has said he's really not really behind the carbon tax. I hope he's not lying. not that I'm not even sure if I like or not like the carbon tax, but I don't like lying.
I like getting the check.
Yeah, and I don't like lying. So Poilievre is presenting himself a very American arrogant style, and I hate it. I don't like looking at him and seeing the vice president of the United States or the guy in charge of the military in the United States and Poilievre. I don't like that. I don't care if you'd get along with them because you govern the same way. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Poilievre. Remember that he had flags made, Poilievre for Prime Minister, for the convoy back in 2022. He had given out refreshments to the convoy people during the occupation. Right away, you should be saying, what?
Yeah, well, you got a lot of convoy against testosterone men who seem to go blind to the fact of truth and right to win. You know what I mean? And the old way of doing things is not winning at any cost.
So the same base who voted for Trump are the ones who are looking to Poilievre.
I think the same
demographic. So it's males.
Well, remember when they want to go to war? They want to go to war.
Oh, I don't believe that. I hope not.
No, not because they're not realizing what it is. But it was like that young American I told you who was interviewed.
Yeah.
He said they said he was going to be a Hitler. We didn't. He's not
overreaction.
going to be a Hitler. But he may lie and stretch the truth, but he's a winner. Well, if they really looked at everything, he's not all that much of a real winner because he takes other people's money owed to him and keeps it. That's his main thing. It's not that he's making money. He's literally building projects, having everybody put their money in it, and then when he has to put money in, claim bankruptcy.
Yes.
And not pay all those people. And he's got his name on this wonderful tower sitting there. So that's his way of doing it. I think it's wrong. I think it's evil. And I don't like anybody else that has that same mentality.
Oh, we haven't
not
really...
anybody else. I don't like that mentality. I'm not saying I don't like everybody.
We haven't covered the Canadian political scene in Ontario and federally as thoroughly as I would like. Maybe we'll cut back to it at the beginning of next show. Team Canada, Four Nations Cup.
Go Canada, go. To white buck teeth in the northern sky. A dead maple leaf flying oh so high.
Jim is revisiting his past. Let it go, Jim. Let it go.
That's not
Bye-bye for now.